I come down to the river quite a lot to look at the birds and just reflect. And the day I had the news that Aunty Wendy had passed away, I noticed the swan with the first batch of babies that I'd seen in the spring. And I thought it was quite fitting that Aunty Wendy's married surname, Swanepoel, means swan pool in English. Walking alongside the river, a pair of swans with their brood of cygnets spotted me and swam towards me, thinking I had some food for them. And it was really nice to see all the little babies growing under the watchful eye of their adults. It reminded me, it was a bit like how Aunty Wendy and my mom looked after us as children, watching over us, making sure that we could grow up into adults. Looking back now, I feel that Aunty Wendy wasn't cut out for this world. A world that can have harsh-speaking people who get angry or greedy, will step on others to get what they want. To me, Aunty Wendy was none of that. She was soft, gentle, kind-hearted, and maybe a little naive, thinking the world would be kinder to her. The world needs to have people like Aunty Wendy to balance out the bad stuff. Aunty Wendy did, however, have the support of a loving family who helped her and Jacques on many occasions. It was not always easy for everyone, I'm sure, and I know sacrifices have been made by many in this family. I wanted to pay tribute to Aunty Wendy and the impact she had on my life and my family. To put the timeline into perspective, I've lived in England since May 2005, and I haven't been back to South Africa since 2007. I was trying to recall when I last saw Aunty Wendy in person, and it might have been late 2000. That's a lifetime ago. And nevertheless, the memories of Aunty Wendy are as if I saw her yesterday. I was trying to recall my earliest memories of Aunty Wendy, and I sort of put it down to when I was 3 or 4, which are pretty formative years. So that would have been around 1979, 1980. And Aunty Wendy came to live with us after my dad passed away. So this is where my mom and I lived. I can't remember the exact age, but I know it was at least 4 or 5 when we left. But I've got strong memories of living at Tudor Court, and this is where Aunty Wendy came and stayed with us. And Aunty Wendy would take me to my nursery, which was down this road at the end of the road. A relatively short walk. But yeah, Aunty Wendy would drop me off. I think this building looks quite old now, and the nursery's no longer there. I did actually go back and see the nursery in, I think it was 1997 or 1998. But this is the first place that I remember spending time with Aunty Wendy. And Tudor Court was my first home. When you're young, everybody seems older to you, and it's only once you get older that you realize that the difference between ages. And Aunty Wendy was only 18 years and 10 months older than me, so when I was 3 or 4, she would have only been 22, 23, and that sort of puts it into perspective. But yeah, Aunty Wendy came and stayed with us, and it was a 1-bedroom flat, with a lounge and a kitchen and bedroom, and Mum, I think, had the balcony enclosed, and so that's where Aunty Wendy stayed. I was trying to work out with my mom when Aunty Wendy moved to Cape Town. I have a memory of visiting Durban and staying with Aunty Wendy, who was still living at the flat in Tudor Court. I remember her taking me to buy a pair of trainers, brown North Stars with white stripes, which was a popular brand at the time. So I might have been 8 or 9. I remember Aunty Wendy drove a beige Mazda 323. Now this is significant because I remember Aunty Wendy stopping driving not long after she moved to Cape Town. She came to Cape Town with her Mazda 323, so I remember her having it there. Can't quite recollect when she moved to Cape Town, but the feeling is it's around 1987, 1988. And at the time, Cape Town had really good public transport, which is possibly why she gave up her car. Aunty Wendy held several really good jobs, working as an executive assistant at a bank and at an architectural practice. Aunty Wendy was always very professional, eloquent and well put together. We later worked together, which I'll touch on later. She lived across several flats in Cape Town, and I stayed with her quite often. As a 9-10-year-old, I'm not sure who was looking after who, but I suspect she didn't always want to be on her own, so my mum dispatched me to give her company. On one occasion, I landed her a date. It was near or around Valentine's Day. I'd met her next-door neighbour, Dominic, and decided it would be a good idea to write him a note from Aunty Wendy. Can't remember exactly what it said, but I'm pretty certain that it had my best child writing saying, "Will you be my Valentine?" signed Wendy. Nevertheless, I played chaperone not long after when the three of us went to the cinema, so it worked. So I will take credit for that one. Aunty Wendy often stayed with us as kids. If my mom was away on business, she moved into the flat above us in about 1990, and along with my mom, set up an office in her second bedroom. As a child, I would know my mom, or Aunty Wendy for that matter, were coming downstairs, as I could hear their footsteps coming down the rear metal fire staircase. My mom recently said to me that she handed my baby brother, Byron, to Aunty Wendy in 1991 so that my mom could return to her desk, carry on with her work. Aunty Wendy supported my mom through so much, both in work and family life, and I know they had a bond of loyalty that never ended. As a child, I can unequivocally say I never feared Aunty Wendy. That's a good thing though, because I always felt safe, I always felt happy. She was both a carer and a friend, and there was a lot of laughter. In fact, I witnessed Aunty Wendy lose her temper several times, and probably rightly so because it was probably caused by me or one of my siblings. But when she lost her temper, it was so gentle, it was almost hard to take seriously. We all enjoyed spending time with her, and I'm sure each of my siblings will confirm fond memories of the time that we spent with her. Later on, as I matured and became a teenager and became more self-sufficient, I still needed Aunty Wendy's help from time to time. I think I was 18 and the family away, and I managed to slice the corner of the bottom part of my thumb on the lid of a tuna can, and there was blood gushing everywhere. Aunty Wendy happened to be about, and I think she called the doctor for an after-hours appointment. I went on my own and got my first ever stitches. But I would suggest that had Aunty Wendy not been around to make the call, I might not have gone because I was young, dumb, and had a bleeding thumb. I might have just left it. Nothing lasts forever, and at the end of 1996, Aunty Wendy departed to be with family up north. We packed up the office in the flat upstairs and moved to the garage downstairs, where in 1997 I properly started my career, doing my best impressions of Aunty Wendy answering the phone and other admin work, which included typing up letters, faxes, and sending them using the WhatsApp of the day, a fax machine. Aunty Wendy returned with Jacques in tow in 1998 or thereabouts, by which time I'd made Aunty Wendy's desk my own, so she wasn't getting the desk back, that was for sure. Being young and slightly computer literate, I set up a few things and had gained experience. Aunty Wendy just dusted off her old typewriter and got back to helping out seamlessly as if she had never left. We shared phone answering duties with my mom, or more specifically when my mom wasn't around, or picked up when my mom couldn't take a call and was on another call. And I learned a great deal from them, both in terms of phone voice and speaking as eloquently as possible. Auntie Wendy was always so professional and could switch that phone voice on with such ease, sounding cheerful and kind as always. It was so ingrained in me that I once even answered the phone with the old company name 10 years into working for a different employer. I can still hear Auntie Wendy answering the phone next to me in my head. I'm pretty sure that with Jacques' influence, Auntie Wendy's Afrikaans was the best, so we would have given the phone to her. I had one client from Malmesbury who took great delight in only talking Afrikaans to me. Meneer van Heerden, he would say, and I would stammer my way through broken Afrikaans. Ek sal nou probeer 'n bietjie sê nou vir Jacques. Verskoon my, dit is baie jare gelede wat ek Afrikaans gepraat. Miskien 20 jaar of meer. Ek verstaan dit beter wanneer 'n mens praat of ek dit kan lees. Jacques, daardie jare met jy en Tannie Wendy in die kantoor was wat 'n uitsig van Tafelberg gehad, was nie altyd maklik. Maar dit is 'n tyd ek sal nooit vergeet. In die storie van my lewe, dit is belangrik, want dit is die tyd wanneer ek het studeer en meer van die lewe geleer. Ek weet daar was baie tye wanneer ons gelag. Daar was tye wanneer ons het nie gepraat, want kan ek sê, daar was tye die garage, motorhuis, kantoor het 'n bietjie klein geword. Dit sal altyd vir my 'n spesiaal tyd wees, en ek is dankbaar dat ons daardie tyd gehad. Jy het Tannie Wendy lief gegee en haar gelukkig gemaak. Sien, daar is die stemmer. En daarvoor wil ek net sê dankie. Right, back to English. Hopefully a language I can mess up a bit less. To my mom, I'm really sorry for your loss, and I know what Auntie Wendy meant to you. I know what all your siblings mean to you, but I know how much you did for Auntie Wendy, and your loyalty never swayed to the end. To my siblings, Bronwyn and Byron, I know Auntie Wendy meant a lot to you too, and we all benefit from having her in our lives, fulfilling that second mother role. To the Lorimer family, at times I feel like a long-lost relative, but I've listened. I've kept up to date via my mom. You're not forgotten. Over the years, I've reconnected with cousins such as Sharon. Thank you for being there for me. You don't know how much I cherish childhood memories with my cousins like Gavin, Dawn, and Rosalind. To those of my uncles and aunts still with us, Auntie Linda, Uncle Colin, Auntie Jennifer, Uncle Victor, Uncle Brian, you can be very proud of the bond you brothers and sisters had. I know none of the losses are easy for you, and we should also remember those that have passed. Auntie Gloria, Auntie Marilyn, Uncle Gilbert, Uncle Terence, Uncle Alfred, Uncle Donald, Uncle Jeffrey, Uncle Anthony, and not forgetting the least, the great matriarch of the family, who I only ever knew as Oma. Auntie Wendy was devoted to all of you, and that is testament to the bonds you had. To all my cousins and their children, some of us have lost contact. We live all over the world, Australia, New Zealand, the USA, England, and where it all started, different parts of South Africa. Let's keep Omar's legacy alive, and Granddad, of course, but a lot of us didn't get to meet him. And let's just stay connected and cherish the Lorimer side of the family, remembering those that have passed on, but equally celebrating life and the new generations.
Hi, Bron, Cameron, Byron, Colin, Chris, and Emma, and the children. Just want to say hi from all of us here in South Africa. We miss you all and we'd love to see you sometime. And it's lovely to see Pam and Colin here on holiday. And yeah, we send lots of love and missing you all. And we'll meet up one day, I'm sure. Lots of love.
How are you enjoying